Welcome back to DeChamps Rants and Reviews. I'm Mark DeChamp Deschamps, and today we're going to talk briefly about that Avengers Doomsday teaser trailer that just got released from Disney and Marvel Studios. Now, if you haven't watched it already, the big takeaway is that Chris Evans is back as Steve Rogers. Doesn't necessarily mean it's Captain America. We already do have a Captain America in the MCU, which is Sam Wilson. Um, but the big thing here is that for the first time in several years, we're seeing Steve again, and he's not alone. At the end of the trailer, we saw that he has a child. We don't necessarily know that it's a boy, but it does kind of look like it's dressed in blue. Doesn't necessarily mean a boy, but it seems like that might be, the implication. And that's going to be a big thing going into this, presumably. Now, last time we saw Steve was at the end of Avengers Endgame. We know that he went back in time. He met back up with Peggy Carter. Presumably, this is their child. And from what we can tell from the teaser, it looks like it's either the late 1940s or sometime in the 50s. Baby's pretty young. Presuming we head up to present day, it will be interesting to see if we actually get to see this child as a full-blown adult. And now, if you are a Marvel Comics reader, there are a few different possibilities of who this could be. But the most obvious choice would seem to be Ian Rogers, which was Steve's adopted son, introduced, fairly recently in the comics, within like the last 10 years ish. The character is Steve and Sharon Carter's adopted son, who ended up becoming the hero known as Nomad. Now, interestingly enough, Nomad has a lot of history working together with the other Captain America, with Sam Wilson. So it would make a lot of sense. It would connect with a lot of what we've seen in the actual comics to have Ian Rogers, out there as Nomad. So I think that that's the most likely scenario. However, Marvel could throw us a curveball. Another possibility is Shannon Carter, who was introduced in the MC2 comics. She was a successor to Captain America that first appeared in A-Next #1 and went by the name American Dream. Now, this hero was the niece of Sharon Carter, the longtime girlfriend of Steve Rogers from the Captain America comics. So we have Peggy Carter in the MCU mostly. We have Sharon Carter in the comics, and Shannon Carter was an MC2 character. Now, why is Shannon a possibility? Because there have been a lot of hints that we might be seeing Mayday Parker, Spider Girl, another MC2 character, in the MCU, and specifically in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. So, could be, it could be Shannon. Now, Shannon was not Steve's daughter. There was no blood relation between them. But we have seen the MCU change some things up and alter things. Why not go with, a female Captain America character? It would be an interesting way to change things up. I think Nomad is probably the best possibility at the end of the day. It just makes sense. It's something that's very recent. It's true to the comics, and because we have that friendship between Nomad and Sam Wilson, it just makes a lot of sense to build that back up in the MCU. Presumably, I don't think Steve's like back for good. I don't think we're going to see him retake the Captain America mantle. It would be a disservice to Anthony Mackie, who's done a really great job as Captain America so far. And I just don't think they're going to sideline the character after just barely getting him into the Captain America suit. So, yeah, that's where I think we're going, and it will be really interesting. Unfortunately, we have a long time to wait because we're about a year away from release as of this recording. So Not a whole lot to go on right now, but some real interesting tidbits. And with that movie a year away from release, we're going to start getting some breadcrumbs, I think, from Disney and Marvel. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think this is Ian Rogers? Do you think that they're going to go in a different direction and we're going to get Shannon Carter, the American Dream? Let me know what you think. If you chanced on this channel, think about subscribing. And I rant a lot about Marvel here, so we're gonna have a lot to discuss in 2026 between both Avengers Doomsday and Spider-Man Brand New Day. So please keep it tuned here. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.